lead F-16s west.
The British AWACS technicians have managed to overcome the jamming from their opposite number, the American AWACS. Now they can get down to business and battle manage the RAF's Tornado Squadron as they attempt to fight their way through the enemy fighter screens. The war is on.
View is 025 at 35 the bull. A pair probable F-15s HV8 protect.
If I expand up the range scale slightly, you'll see how incredibly busy it is in there. There are lots and lots of airplanes, and for the controllers it's extremely difficult at this stage to keep track of who is friendly and who is hostile. And it's very easy at this stage to get to what we call blue-on-blue engagements, i.e. where you could get engagement of friendly forces by friendly forces.
The whole idea of fighting in the air is having the picture, what we call the situational awareness, and actually being able to build up what's going on around you, who's where, how you can get out of a difficult situation, when you can come back into a fight having done that sort of manoeuvre.
Flogger, contact, north, 22.
If you've got JTIDs there, even when you're not looking into the direction of the threat, hopefully the JTID is telling you where these people are. And consequently, if the SA's built, if you've got a better mental picture of what's going on, chances of survival are much greater.
Flogger 3-1, Mercury good. Bandits north of your range. Patient to bullseye 26041, lead F-16s westbound fast.
Initially, they would do it using voice comms, and they would try to build our mental picture by giving target group positions reference to a set and known point. Of course, everybody knows that a picture paints 1,000 words, and if they can transmit that without actually using up voice time, i.e. speaking on the radios, and just give us a picture straight there in front of us, that is a great benefit.
24030 hot. The wall now, estimate strength 4, believe F-16s, westbound fast.
You're almost acting like a guardian angel sitting on the wings of all the different airplanes and trying to give them a picture that they can't see. You're trying to look beyond the range of their radars, look out to the side where their radars don't look, and make sure that they're safe, make sure they're aware that if there's any threatening bandit aircraft, as we call them in this exercise.
Bandits 26060, westbound, believe sweeping cap. Flogger 3-1, Mercury good. Bandits north of your range.
If there's any threatening aircraft there, then we make sure they know about it so that they can actually respond in a suitable time, so that they can either run away bravely or actually go and achieve a kill and finish off the bad guys, as it were.
Declare 36 Tally, clear, Marlow, about 4 miles, left right 5.
Bandits 26542, estimate F-15s, strength 4, Flogger 36 in amongst. Next threat group 23027, westbound, hot, fast, F-16s.
You're just totally immersed into the whole action.
Gorilla south of the ball, range at 14 miles. Strength many, estimate 15 to 20 aircraft flying west.
You feel quite tired because you're involved with a very, very busy scenario where you've done no physical activity. You've sat in your chair and pushed a few buttons. You've actually worked very hard and there's a lot of adrenaline flowing through you.
Nothing on it. Okay.
Sometimes after a busy sortie like that, it can take a while to unwind. A very busy day's work can take you several hours to actually get rid of that adrenaline.
Bandits 26060, westbound.
You are very reliant on fighter controllers for giving you the big picture information, whether it be by voice or by Link 16. Although you can know pretty much how things are going to happen up until the initial merge, as soon as the first merge occurs, then the aircraft ping around like billy balls.
Come on, you battery, sit with us. There's another going right, the three goes right. Come in, get out of here. You call it on PCR, you call it, tracking's still good.
There are a lot of very proven tactics. I mean, many of them date back to the First World War. I mean, the old adage, beware the honey in the sun, is as true today as it ever was, because it gives you a tactical advantage for a visual entry into a fight. Unfortunately, nowadays, air-to-air wars are quite often fought at a distance of an enormous number of miles, and so you can't actually see the man you're shooting at beyond visual range, quite literally. In the old days, certainly it was true that you didn't fight the aircraft, you fought the man who was flying it, or the crew that were flying it. Unfortunately, out of all the 3 theatres of combat, air, land and sea, the air war is by far the most driven by technology and involves the more leading edge of technology in terms of combat, and now it is really becoming a battle of weapon systems to a large degree. There is obviously a strong element of individual performance in that. I mean, like any other weapon, it's only as good as the person who fires it. But if you send somebody up with a pistol against somebody up with a rifle, you know, you would expect the guy with the rifle to win.
There's been a breakthrough in the war games. What B-Flight hoped and planned for has happened. One Tornado from the squadron has broken clear of the blue airfighter cordon and is now in hot pursuit of the American AWACS on the other side of the combat range. The aim is to catch it and shoot it down.
Because the enemy here are being spiked by the friendly F-18 radar, the F-3 has been able to escape down to the south there and get through the cap. So you'll see now this guy here, the F-3 Flogger 1, is probably going to accelerate supersonic at this stage to have a go at attacking the AWACS out here. So far, he's the only guy to have got through all of the cap aircraft. The controller, in the meantime, is over there. He's still telling all the other players what's going on in this battle up to the northwest here, but he'll now be telling the other guy by voice and also on the Link 16 where the E3 is, so he knows roughly where to go.
Cannon maintaining 080, 120, north-south cap.
And you'll see now from the tracking here, he has actually turned slightly left, so he's now going directly towards the AWACS. From him to the AWACS at the moment is 90 miles. And as you'll see, the AWACS is now aware of this threat and he's starting to run away, so it's going to be quite a job to chase him down with that sort of range. The AWACS TD down the bottom here now says he's heading 073 degrees. He's at 26,500 feet and he's doing 425 knots ground speed. The Tornado that's chasing him is doing 570 odd knots at the moment, so he's only got about 150 knots of overtake. And with 90 miles between them, it's going to be incredibly difficult to catch up with the amount of fuel that they've got.
The AWACS is outside the area to start with. It's a long chase for us, and mission exercise constraints stop us from going supersonic in the area that we ended up in. To chase him down, we got within about 70 miles or so from him. At that stage, we obviously have to haul off and come back for gas. There's no fighters between us and the AWACS, which, if we were defending it, we would certainly have a couple of fighters up there as last-ditch safety net. But there was nothing there. We're chasing the guy down, and for real, that would be, in a high-risk mission like that would be a case of just go for it.
Okay, you'll see now the F-3 has progressed out to here. He's quite a long way out now. If I put my rolling marker on Cold Lake, I can give you an idea how far he is. He's actually 166 miles northeast now of Cold Lake, and the AWACS is 245 miles northeast of Cold Lake, still running away to the east.
Our particular aircraft got through totally untargeted by using the JTIDs and defensive actions, and actually got through to the AWACS and managed to get it to disappear off to 250 miles east of Cold Lake, so it was totally ineffective.
One of our intentions is not only just to engage the thing. If we can actually get him to evade far enough away from the fight, he can't actually do his job as effectively. And if he goes far enough east, then he becomes totally ineffective because he loses comms, and also his radar starts to get degraded. In addition, something which we don't think about too often, but his crew, his mission crew, like we're sat here, will be now very, very focused on this guy that's chasing after them. And they may perhaps, you know, miss things that are actually going on in the battle here.
For real, if we'd had to, we would have just gone supersonic, and about 7 minutes after we'd cleared the sweep package, we would have been in weapons parameters, and we would have been able to shoot down their AWACS.
It's an asset decision, and what it comes down to is that, as you've seen from our own use of the airborne radar station, that it is an extremely valuable asset. And if you can remove one from the enemy's orbit, then that's a good job. And yes, I think it would be fully justified, although it would be a decision which would not necessarily be left to the crew. It would be referred back, or it may have been pre-briefed that this was a do-or-die type mission. And I think, certainly within the intelligence scenario being painted, that to press to achieve a kill on that aeroplane would have been entirely justified.
You'll see now that the other AWACS is all the way up here, and if I put the rolling marker on him, he's 260 miles now northeast of Cold Lake, and the other flogger has had to turn back because he's obviously run out of gas.
If you run out of gas shooting the guy down, then fine, it's time to bang out and finish the mission on the back end of a parachute. But you've got to get through and take him down, and if you're briefed to go and do that, that's what the aim would be. A very high value asset needs to get taken out at all cost.
Next, those who back up the Top Guns step into the limelight. The men who keep the Tornadoes flying battle against time to protect the squadron's honour.